Sorry guys, naputol yung ating video kasi napindot ko yung end. Okay, this time I'm going to discuss with you the mean, variance, standard deviation, and expectation. In chapter 3 of your module, we discussed about, or it was discussed about the mean, variance, and standard deviation of a population and sample, but the mean, variance, and standard deviation of a probability distribution is computed differently from those, okay, because we will be dealing with each outcome, okay. And this time we are going to have an example of how to get the mean of a probability distribution, okay. So lipat tayo dito. So for example, we are going to get the mean of the number of heads, okay, number of heads when two coins are flipped simultaneously. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is to identify our sample space, of course. So this is our sample space. So since we have two coins, so it can be head, the outcome can be head, it can be head, tail, head, tail, and then it can be tail, head, or tail. Now our experiment will focus on the number of heads, since we are aiming to get the mean of the number of heads, okay. And the next thing that we are going to do is to identify the number of our sample space, and that is equal to 4, because it is significant in constructing our probability distribution table, which is the next, okay. And so we have here the number of heads, which is our x, okay. And so the number of heads when two coins are flipped can be 0, pwedeng wala, ayan, diba, walang head, can be 1, ayan, meron tayong 1, isang head, and then pwede ring dalawa. So these are our x. And then we have our probability of x. The probability of x, ilan sa kanila ang walang head? So isa, 1 out of 4 or 1/4. Okay, ilan sa kanila yung may isang head? So 1, 2, so that is 2/4 or 1/2. And then ilan sa kanila ang may 2 heads? Okay, that is 2 or 2/4. 1 pala, 1, isa lang, 1/4. Okay, and so this is the probability of each outcome. Now to get the mean, we have to multiply, since we are dealing with the number of heads, okay. So i-multiply natin yung number ng head dun sa probability niya, okay. So that will be x times p of x, okay. And so we have 0 times 1/4 is 0, 1 times 1/2 is 1/2, 2 times 1/4 is also 1/2. Ayan. Okay, so we have 3 events. The event of getting no head, the event of getting 1 head, and then the event of getting 2 heads. So to get the probability or the mean of the number of heads, we are going to add all the probability of this outcomes multiplied by the number of head, okay, or we're going to simply add this column, okay. So that is equal to 1. Ayan, so the mean of the number of heads when two coins are flipped simultaneously is equal to 1, meaning we can already generate our formula for mean. So we have mean, or the mu, equals x sub 1, which is, this is our x sub 1. We have 3 events, as I have mentioned a while back. So this is x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3. Okay, so we have the mu equals x sub 1 multiplied by each probability. So x, our p of x, plus our x sub 2, ito, x sub 2 multiplied by its probability plus probability of x sub ano ba, ballpen, kung ano-anong sinusulat mo. Okay, plus x sub 3 multiplied by its probability. Up to, okay, x sub n plus x sub n multiplied by its, ano ba, p of x sub n. Ayan. So, this is our probability. Or simply, if you're going to make this, you're just going to add this column. And there you arrive to your probability. Okay? So, the mu of this, getting the number of heads when two coins are flipped simultaneously is equal to 1. Okay? I hope that is clear. Let us have another example for a deeper understanding. Ayan, dito tayo ulit. Sana hindi kayo nahihilo. Now we have selecting numbered balls. A box contained 5 balls. 2 are numbered 3, 1 is numbered 4, and 2 are numbered 5. The balls are mixed and 1 is selected at random. So, kukuha ka daw ng isa. After a ball is selected, its number is recorded and then it is replaced. Binabalik din. If the experiment is repeated many times, find the variance and the standard deviation of the numbers on the balls. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now we are trying to get the variance and the standard deviation, but of course we cannot get the variance and the standard deviation without knowing the mean. Okay, and without knowing the sample space and the probability and the probability distribution and all, we cannot be able to get the mean. So ang unang gagawin natin ay ililista natin yung number or yung data natin. So ito yung number on the balls. Okay, number on balls. So this is our x. Okay, meron daw 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then tignan natin muna yung frequency niya. Yung frequency ng tatlo ay may number 3, dalawa daw. Yung balls na may number 4 ay isa, and then yung balls na may number 5 ay dalawa din. So with this data, we can be able to get the probability. Okay, so equals 5 ito. So yung number 3 ay 2 over 5. Yung may number 4 naman ay 1 over 5. At yung may number 3 ay 5 ay, ano bang sinusulat mo ikaw, ballpen? 2 over 5. Ayan. So the total of it is equal to 1. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is to get the mean. Ayan. So yung mean natin kanina, paano yung formula natin? We are going to multiply our x times our p of x. P of x. So 3 times 2 over 5 is 6 over 5. Then 4 times 1/5 is 4 over 5th. And then 4 over 5. 4 over 5. And then 5 times 2 is 10 over 5. And then we are going to get the what do you call this? The total. Okay, that will be 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 10 is 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. Therefore, our mean is equal to 4. Now, how about our our variance? So, before we can get our our standard deviation rather, we should know our variance. Okay, so the variance is computed by using the equation. This is the equation for variance. We have, okay, that is the symbol for small sigma. Okay, the small letter s for, or in the Greek alphabet. Okay, small letter sigma equals the summation of the x squared, okay, multiplied by its probability, and then we are going to subtract from there the square of our mean. So we are going to use this formula. So the next thing that we are going to do is to get the square of our x. Okay, so x is squared. So 9 3 squared is 9, and then we have 4 squared is 16, and then we have 5 squared is 25. And then we are going to multiply this square of our x with the probability of it. So that is x squared multiplied by our p of x. So 9 times 2 is 18 over 5, and then we have 16 times 1 is 16 over 5, and then we have 25 times 2, that is 50 over 5. And then we get the sum. Okay, the sum. So we are going to compute again. So we have 18 plus 16 plus 50, okay, divided by 5. Ayan, so we have 84 divided by 5, 84 over 5, or 16.8. Okay, so 16.8 ang ating sum, and then we are going to 16.8, and then we are going to subtract the square of our mean, and our mean is 4. Ayan, so 4 square. So therefore the sum, yung sum na nung ating x squared times pxi, 16.8, minus yung square ng ating mean ay 16. Okay, so the variance is equal to 0.8. Ayan. So to get the standard deviation, we are going to use the formula. We're going to use the formula. Sorry guys, the variance is, okay, bakit parang mali yung libro? Pareho yung ano niya. The variance is sigma squared. Sorry guys, sorry. And then the standard deviation is only sigma. Okay, so kapag kinuha natin yung sigma, syempre i-square natin yun, i-square root natin yun, i-square root din natin ito. So that is equal to the square root of 0.8, which is equal to 0.894. Tama ba tayo? Okay, square root of 0.8 equals, ayan, so 0.894. Ayan, so this is our standard deviation. Okay, so I hope this example is clear. The variance of the numbers on the balls is 0.8, and the standard deviation is 0.894. It makes sense kasi hindi naman magkakalayo yung mga numbers natin at saka yung kanilang yung number ng bola. Okay? Let us have another example. Ayan. Okay, so let me just enlarge our screen para mabasa ninyo yung problem natin. Okay, nandun din ito sa mga ano ninyo ha, sa anong tawag nyo doon? Sa module ninyo. Okay, so we have here a radio talk station has 4 telephone lines. Meron daw silang 4 na telephone. If the host is unable to talk, halimbawa during commercial or is talking to a person, the other callers are placed on hold. When all lines are in use, others who are trying to call in get a busy signal. Diba? May toot, 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 ganan. And then the probability that 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 people will get through is shown in the distribution. Find the variance and standard deviation for the distribution. So, ito yung mga probability na na pwedeng makatawag yung isang tao wala sa 4 na lines. Ito naman dun sa first line, ito dun sa second line. Ito yung probability na ang isang tao ay sa third line makakatawag. Ito naman sa ika-4 na line. Okay? So, ang tinatanong niya ay variance and standard deviation for the distribution. So, again, isusulat natin siya. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina na pa-vertical yung pagsulat na natin para sa ganun ay makuha natin yung mga yan. Kasi ang hirap naman kapag ganun, pababa, parang hindi ako sanay. Ayan. So, ito yung nakasanayan ko nang gawin. Kaya ito yung tinuturo ko. Okay? So, isusulat muna natin siya in a vertical form. So, we have x. Our x ay 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ay, 4 lang pala. Sorry. Sumobra na naman si ballpen. Ayan. Okay. And then, the probability. Ang probability ay 0.18, 0.34, 0.23, 0.21, at 0.04. Okay, so kapag pinag-add natin lahat ito, that is equal to 1. So, in order for us to get the mean, we are going to multiply our x with our p of x. Ayan, so 0 times 0.18 is 0. 1 times 0.34 is 0.34. 2 times 0.23 is 0.46, and 3 times 0.21 is 0.63, and of course 4 times 0.016 ay 0.16, 0.4 ay ayan, 0.16. Ayan. Okay? And get the sum. You're going to get the sum. So, 0.34 plus 0.46 plus 0.63 plus 0.16 equals, ayan, 1.59. So, this is our mean. Okay? 1.59. And we're going to use the probability, the rule for rounding up, and we can round this as 1.6. Ayan. Then the next thing that we are going to do is to square our x. Ayan, for us to be able to get the sum of our x squared times px later on for our variance. Okay, so we are going to multiply this by itself. So 0, and then we have 1, and then we have 4, 9, and 16. And then we are going to multiply that with our probability. So x times 0 times 0.18 is 0. 1 times 0.34 is 0.34. Okay, and then we have 4 times 0.23 equals 0.92. And then we have 9 times 0.21 is, ayan, 1.89. And then we have 16 or 0.16, or 16 rather, 16 times 0.04 is, okay, 0.64. And then we are going to add this up, plus 1.89 plus 0.92 plus 0.34 equals 3.79. So the sum is 3.79. And then we are going to square this up. So our mean square is equal to 1.6 times 1. 1.6 is 2.56. Ayan, 2.56. So to get our variance, so we have square root, ano bang sinasabi ko? Sigma square, or our variance is equal to 3.79 minus 2.56 equals 3.79 minus 2.56 equals 1.23. So this is our variance. And then for the standard deviation, we are going to get or extract the root of that, 1.23. So i-extract natin yan. That is equal to 1.11 or 1.1. Okay, so 1.11, okay, or 1.1. So there you have it, people. Our next example are our on hold for talk radio example.